Howdy folks, well, currently what's sold? This is for the first week of May 2021. I'm going to go through about 10 to 12 items that sold for me this past 7 days. All right, let's get started. This one is a tank top, nothing fancy. Mizuna, which is a newer brand for me. Dry Science, it's similar to, the Vaporwave dry fit type thing that Nike and North Face do. This is a tank top. Had 50 cents into this, sold for $19.59, including tax and shipping. Nothing fancy, but I'm selling a lot of tank tops. So if you can pick them up cheap, grab them because they are moving right now with the warmer weather. Okay, next up, this is a Polo RLX Ralph Lauren shirt. Nothing fancy about this. Picked up about 10 of these, about 50 cents a piece. These all have a US Open like logo embroidered on the shoulder or on the right on the, I think of the left of the right shoulder. And this one, it says US Open 2014. I had various years, seem to be selling. Some of them have nice big logos in the back, some of them don't. But this one sold for $39.23, including tax and shipping. This one went overseas, so the tax and shipping was over 20 bucks though, just to let you know. So, but these are moving slowly but surely. So pick those up if you see them. I wouldn't spend more than $1 or $2 on these though. All right. This is another one that I sell a lot of, Patagonia. This basic daily Capeline. Has Ventura, California written on the front of it. And like I said in previous videos, Patagonia, even if it has other company names, city names, other things written on it, it seems to sell. This sold for $33.49, including tax and shipping. I had about $2 into this, but this is probably easily my highest, not probably, definitely my highest selling brand. It moves the fastest. Excuse me. Okay, next up, this is an Ultimate Soldier Navy SEAL action figure. I believe it's 21st Century is the style of the figure. It's similar to that, but it's a different brand. So I put that in there just to show that the type of figure that it is. It's a kind of a generic plastic, very light plasticky looking figure, similar to the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures that are out there. This sold for $32.32. I pick up these if I can in big lots, so I have like 30, 40, 50 cents into them a piece. They do pretty well. They do sit for a while though, but when they sell from between $20 to $30 shipped. So pick up 12-inch action figures if you can, especially if they come with accessories and clothing. Next up, this is another action figure. This is a McFarlane Game of Thrones Daenerys Targaryen from the HBO series Game of Thrones. Sold for $14.77. I had a lot of, about 6 of the different characters from the TV series. This one, I thought would go for a lot more. It didn't. I had about $1 into this. About $1.50 to be exact. So for per figure in that lot, I was hoping to get more, but $14.77 out the door. Only because I've had this for about a year and it's just been sitting there. So let it go if you have to. It comes with a stand and accessories too, but still just was not moving. So I said, why not? Just let it go. All right, next up, this is a 1/6 scale action figure accessory. It's a United Nations flag or a banner. It's 3 inches by maybe 4 inches, kind of dioramas, people that like to do their own kit bashing. This sold for $24.47 out the door. It weighs about 3 ounces. It's a tiny little thing. You can see, yeah, it's about 4 inches wide. So these things sell, but they do not sell fast. Like I always say, 1/6 scale action figure and doll accessories move, but they move slowly. You can get good money for them, and you can buy them very, very cheaply because you will be sitting on them for a while. Okay, next up, this is just another brand that I wanted to show, only because it's not Nike or Under Armour or one of the bigger brands. Russell Athletic, which is known more for me for my vintage clothing. I pick up a lot of Russell Athletic vintage tees, vintage sweaters, that type of thing. This is similar to that previous tank top that I showed you. It's a base layer t-shirt, nothing fancy. Sold for $25.77 out the door. and I'm selling these nonstop. This is just kind of my bread and butter. All right, next up, another comic book from a lot that I picked up a couple months ago. This was Radioactive Man. It says number 4, and it sold for $53.08. It is not a very old comic. I'm not looking at the year right now, but it's relatively new, so it's not very vintage or anything like that. Went overseas though, and $53.08. I have about $2 into this, so I'm happy with that sale. All right, I always talk about these 11.5, 12-inch kind of light plastic action figures that Marvel makes them, and DC. Groot. I've sold the same exact figure multiple times. This one sold for $64.22, including tax and shipping. It is going overseas, but even then, the tax and shipping was about $20, so it was a pretty decent sale. I had $1.99 into this one, and I see these all the time. If you pick up the right ones, they sell. Like I said, avoid like not X-Men, excuse me. Avoid like Spider-Man or Superman or very, very common figures, but this character from Guardians of the Galaxy, Groot, does pretty well, and all of actually the other characters do, except for the main character. I'm blanking on his name right now, but sell those if you can grab them for like $1.99, $2.99 max. I'd pick them up. Otherwise, I would leave. All right, let's skip a couple of these. Okay, this is another brand. I think I had this in my previous What Sold videos, Neff or Neff. This one seems to sell as soon as I pick it up and list it. $37.55. It's a basic tank top. Have about $1 into this, and I'm not even exactly sure. I believe it's a skate or surf brand, but it's relatively brightly colored usually, kind of a beach type thing. So pick it up if you see it. It's this brand in the last couple months. Okay, next up, this is another just basic Barbie doll I picked up. It's a basic Asian themed Barbie doll. I picked this up for 99 cents. Sold for $16.17. Nothing fancy, but like I said, with Barbie dolls, I try and pick up things out of the ordinary slightly than your regular run-of-the-mill Barbie doll, and those seem to move a little bit faster because there's just less of them made. All right, just a couple more here. All right, this one was a figure that was missing an arm. El Matador action figures, WCW wrestling action figure. And this one was from 1990. I got this in a lot. I have about 20 of these, probably about a year ago. Sold for $13.98, even though it's got a missing arm. Still sold, and I've sold quite a few of these from this lot. So if you get 1990s wrestling figures, pick them up, especially early 90s. Those seem to do pretty well. Like even if it's missing accessories on an arm like this one was. And last up for today, this is just a chalk line jacket. I've had this forever. I can't even remember when I got this. I had about $2 into this, I believe, according to my notes. I can't remember. $20.93 out the door. Chalk line jerseys, Chicago Bears windbreaker jacket. And this one is one of the oldest items in my inventory. So I'm really, really happy to see this one go. So that's it. Nothing fancy this week. Slightly slower week. But these are not all the sales I had, but I tried to pick up ones that I had that were a little bit more interesting, so I had something to talk about. But if you do like other What Sold videos, also I do a listing show with my buddy Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sell, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're alternating on his channel on mine for the channel that it will be on. But until the next one, thank you so much for being here. Have a good one. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Reseller Niche Podcast. Show notes and social media links are located at resellerniche.com. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to us on iTunes or YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.